Hey guys, so we're gonna go back a year ago and I did a video called Brands I Want to Try in 2020. And today we are gonna find out how many of those brands I did try. And I'm gonna do that again for this coming year. So there'll be a separate video, Brands I Want to Try in 2021. And that will hopefully be filmed sometime between now and the end of the year. But I wanted to revisit and see how I did. So in that video, the first brand that I said I wanted to try in 2020 was Juvia's Place. And if you've been watching my videos, then you know that, oh yes, I did try Juvia's Place. I like these small 6-pan palettes because you get sort of a monochromatic color story, and then if you collect enough of them, you can, go dip into different palettes to do a look. I really have been into the monochromatic looks this year. I'm so glad that the companies all seem to be doing that. ColourPop, BH Cosmetics, Juvia's Place, so many brands came out with monochromatic palettes, and it makes it really nice because when you have a whole palette of one color, I don't know, it pulls everything together and it just simplifies everything. It makes it so much easier to do the look rather than having a palette that's got all these random colors in it. And sometimes you look at the color story and you think to yourself, those don't really, they're not cohesive at all. They don't go together. So I like the monochromatic theme that we had going on for 2020. So I have on the Mauves today is the one that I have on today. And then I bought the taupes, the violets, the berries, and the pinks. I think the only ones that I didn't get of these 6-pan palettes was I didn't get the chocolates, that was all browns, and then I didn't get the nudes, which was all nudes. Just because I didn't think I would use those as much, but I'm sure that those were really nice too. As a matter of fact, I think I remember hearing somebody that I watched say that those were good palettes as well. So I like how affordable these are, and I'm really glad that I dove into Juvia's Place this year. And I think I will be continuing to buy from them this coming year as well. I have heard that their lipstick formula is very good, so I might want to dive into their lip products too. Okay, the next brand that I said I wanted to try in 2020 was Dose of Colors, specifically the liquid lipsticks. I did not buy anything from Dose of Colors. I have never tried anything from that brand, period. But I thought I might pick up a liquid lipstick, but it's hard for me to spend a lot of money on one liquid lipstick because I have a very limited budget. And going forward into 2021, it's going to be even more of a limited budget because we just got notices that a lot of our bills are going up. I own my own home, but I don't own the land that it sits on, so I have to pay rent every month. And they're trying to get rent control in the city that I live in, but it's a very long process. It actually takes years for that to happen. So our landlord has raised the rent. I can't even tell you how many times they've raised it over the course of the last few years. Most landlords raise the rent once a year. Ours, I think they raised it 2 or 3 times a year. So yeah, they're trying to, the people of my city are trying to get rent control in place. But yeah, they just raised it again, and so it's not just that, it's other bills too. Our electric is some of the highest electric rates in the whole country, if I told you what I was paying for electricity, you probably wouldn't even believe me. It's a lot. So, yeah. So my budget for 2021 for makeup is going to be limited. So for me to spend, I don't know what dose of colors liquid lipsticks are. They're probably like 20 bucks for one. That's too much. So I don't think I will be trying them this year either. And plus my interest in the brand has kind of fallen off anyway, so no. Okay, the next brand that I mentioned that I wanted to try in 2020 was BH Cosmetics. And boy, did I try the right palettes. They came out with a collection this year called Sweet Shop. They just restocked it. I told you guys over and over and over again in my videos. You would think I was affiliated with them, the amount of publicity that I was giving them, or not publicity, but promotion. You would think I was affiliated with them the amount of times that I said they're doing a restock on December 12th because I wanted you guys to try one of these because these palettes are amazing. I got 4 out of the 6 palettes. I got the cherry one, I got the cotton candy one, and this one is pinks and purples. I got the pistachio one, which is obviously the green, and bubblegum is actually blue. So I don't think that was the best name for this one, because when I think bubblegum, I think pink. But anyways, this was the blue one. So I did not get the, there was an orange one, and then there was one that was nudes. So I didn't get those two. But I've got 4 out of the 6, and I'm thrilled that I have these, and I'm so glad they did a restock for the people that weren't able to get them the first time around. So hopefully some of you at least got one of them anyway. My favorite one is, you know what, I think I'm going to do a favorites video too, like my favorite makeup products for the whole year. So why don't I wait before I tell you what my favorite one is. Okay, next is, the next brand that I mentioned I wanted to try was Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury is a luxury brand, and although the lip products have always really enticed me, there's no way. that's out of my price range. I can't buy. See, the thing is, I have like a budget for makeup, and if I buy like one luxury item, now I won't be able to buy anything again for quite some time. And I try to make 5 videos a week on YouTube, and 5 videos a week times 52 weeks in a year, that's over 1,000 videos a year that I'm doing. So if I bought like a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, it's going to make it harder and more of a struggle to make content for my channel. So it's easier for me to buy things that are more affordable because, you know, that will help me have things to make videos with. And not only that, but I feel like most people in the world are not wealthy, and I think the average, everyday, ordinary person cannot afford Charlotte Tilbury. So that's another reason why I don't really like to use those brands or buy high-end makeup, hardly ever. Sometimes like as a special treat, if it's my birthday or if I get money for Christmas, I might be tempted to buy something from a brand that I wouldn't normally buy from. But I try to keep it real and affordable for everyone, so that if you see something in one of my videos, you can actually afford it. And you're not thinking to yourself, unsubscribe. I can't afford these brands. Unsubscribe. I'm just a regular person like everybody else. As a matter of fact, I probably have less money than everybody else because this is all I do is YouTube. So I'm not generating much income. I love doing videos on YouTube, but unless you have 1 million subscribers, it doesn't pay very well. Anyway, okay, so the next brand I wrote down, or the next brand that I said in the video, was Kevyn Aucoin. Everything I just said about Charlotte Tilbury, ditto for Kevyn Aucoin. His products look lovely, And I would love to try pretty much anything from that brand, but no, I did not buy any Kevyn Aucoin. Okay, the next brand I mentioned was Pat McGrath. And again, you know, ridiculously priced eyeshadows. The previous year, in 2019, I bought one single Pat McGrath eyeshadow for my birthday. And it was a matte. And then later on, I realized that what people talk about are the shimmers for her eyeshadow. So I said that in 2020 I might buy one single shimmer eyeshadow from her. I did not, because I just think her stuff is way overpriced. I know she's like one of the most famous makeup artists in the world, but that's not my budget. Okay, the next brand I mentioned was Ace Beauté. This is an indie brand that makes really colorful palettes. And their stuff is pretty expensive. It's not like Kevyn Aucoin, Charlotte Tilbury expensive, but it's pretty expensive. And I thought about it and thought about it, and I decided against it because there are certain people that I watch on YouTube who influence, that's why we call them influencers, right? But they influence my makeup decisions. And while some of the people that I watch on YouTube like Ace Beauté and their products, there are some people that I watch, well, actually, there's just one person that I watch that does not like that brand. And I have heard her say over and over again that she does not like their eyeshadow formula. And I trust this person's opinion. So I thought, no, you know, if somebody I watch doesn't like a brand and I trust them, then I'm not going to buy it, especially at that price point, because I think their palettes are like $45, something like that. And that's a lot. That's more than what I should be spending. So no, I didn't get that. And then another brand I mentioned I wanted to try was NOMAD. And I was interested in the Tokyo Harajuku palette. That is a beautiful palette. And it really appeals to me on so many levels. But again, NOMAD is not like an inexpensive brand. It's an indie brand that's, you know, fairly expensive. And I thought about it and thought about it, but there were just other things at that time that I was more interested in, and more things that I could get at a lower price point where I could get more bang for the buck, you know. But that's a beautiful palette, and I really did want that. But now that some time has gone by, I probably wouldn't get it, just because I don't like to buy things normally that have been out for a long time. I'm going to eat my words very soon, though, because I placed an order a week or two ago with a company, and that the palette that I bought has been out for a year, maybe two. So I just really wanted it and have for a long, long time. So sometimes I contradict myself, but you'll see what that is soon. That's supposed to be coming in the mail sometime next week. Okay, the next brand I mentioned was Makeup Geek, because she was going through a rebranding, and I've had Makeup Geek before, but to me it was almost like a new brand because she did a rebrand. So I didn't end up buying anything from her. When I saw what she had done for the rebrand, I wasn't impressed with the way it looked aesthetically. And I thought that they were going to restock and put out all the new stuff at Target, because there is a Makeup Geek section at my Target. And it's just been sitting there empty with like 2 or 3 broken items in it for a good 6 months, I would say. I don't know what's going on with that, because I don't know why they would waste that space and just let it sit there empty. Either restock it with the new Makeup Geek products or put something else there, but that's really weird. So no, I didn't end up trying Makeup Geek. It just didn't appeal to me. The next brand I mentioned was KKW. I think her stuff is really pretty, and it looks like it might be good formula-wise, but kind of expensive, and nah, I don't need it. Makeup by Mario was another brand I mentioned, and that was her makeup artist for a long time. And his stuff looks really nice, but it's expensive, yada, yada, yada. I sound like a broken record. So no, I didn't buy anything there. And the last brand that I mentioned that I was interested in was Natasha Denona. And again, it's an expensive brand, but what I had planned on doing was buying one of her little mini palettes because I thought, okay, I can't buy one of the larger palettes because at that time the larger palettes were like $125, $129, something like that. Now she's been coming out with palettes that are a little bit smaller and are $65, which is good, better, but still not in my price range. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to buy one of the small ones. But a lot of people say that those small palettes, the formula is not the same. And that some of them are good and some of them are lousy. And I thought, you know what? For like $25 for one of those little tiny palettes, I could get so much more from somebody else. But I really am still curious about Natasha Denona. And I was thinking maybe like if I get money for Christmas, maybe then I could, like, as a splurge, because I said for my birthday and Christmas I usually will get myself, you know, like one or two things from an expensive brand. So I probably could get one of those $65 palettes that she has, and I want to try that formula so bad. So many people really hold that up as like the end all be all of eyeshadow formulas, and the palettes really are pretty. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But no, I didn't buy any Natasha Denona in 2020. So like I said, I'm gonna make a separate video of brands I want to try in 2021, and it will be interesting to see if any of these names I just mentioned are on the list. Of course, Juvia's Place and BH Cosmetics won't be on the list because I will have tried them and really enjoy them and want to continue to buy from those two brands in the future. But yeah, let's see what will be on the list for this coming year. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And thanks for watching, guys, and being here. I appreciate you. Bye.